Hello, and welcome to Demo 29.5, integrating a RESTful repository that requires a static bearer token in Syndeia Cloud via the web dashboard. In this demonstration, here are the details that we will go through. We'll show you how to integrate a RESTful repository using a static bearer token. We will be using GitLab as an example repository for this demonstration. GitLab is a software version control and DevOps platform. Syndeia already has a dedicated integration with GitLab, so please use that. This demonstration only serves as an example to show you how to integrate any RESTful repository that requires a static bearer token in the Syndeia Cloud web dashboard. We'll show you how to add RESTful requests to get namespaces, get all projects in a group or a namespace, and get all personal projects, and viewing those responses in the Syndeia web dashboard. With that, let's dive into the demo. So here we see the Syndeia web dashboard. We see the category for RESTful repositories. The first step, as you may be well aware of now, is to click on the plus button next to the repository category and add a RESTful repository. Here we will provide the URL for the GitLab server. We're using GitLab on cloud right now. The name, GitLab as a RESTful repository. And provide the authentication type, which is bearer. And here it asks us for a static bearer token, which I'll provide here. A static bearer token is generated one time from the GitLab server and used by any of your clients connecting to GitLab. Unlike a dynamic token, which we'll also show you later on, that needs to be regenerated every time you connect to a repository and has to be refreshed after it expires. So this demonstration is showing you the example of a static bearer token. So here our GitLab RESTful repository has been added. If I expand the repository, it will take a few seconds for Syndeia Cloud to initialize this repository. And then we can start adding RESTful requests and collections. So once that has happened, we'll right click and go to the Manage RESTful Collections and Requests panel. We'll add a request here. The first request is to get all namespaces. Provide a description here. We'll keep the default collection, and the endpoint for this is namespaces. No query parameters, no headers. We click on the test button. When we click on test, Syndeia Cloud sends a request to GitLab with that static bearer token we provided and returns a response back. And that tells me that this token that we provided and the endpoint we have provided is actually correct. We click on the save button to save this request. Let's add another request right now. This one is to get all projects in a specific group in a namespace. Here we have the Intercax namespace, which is a group. And here the endpoint is group/group name or namespace name / projects. Again, no query parameters, no headers. We click on the test button, and I can see that both the endpoint and the token that was passed was correct. GitLab has responded to Syndeia Cloud with some data. We click on the save button, and that adds a second request. Now, if we close the panel and expand the default collection, we'll see those two requests have been added. Now, again, at this point, the requests have just been provided by the user, and the Syndeia Cloud has registered them. When the test button was pressed, this request was tried out. That means Syndeia Cloud sent that request to the GitLab server to verify if the request was valid. At this stage in the dashboard tree, only the request is mentioned. When I expand the request, Syndeia Cloud will send the request to GitLab, and we get a response back. This is the response. We get 3 namespaces, which means 3 groups or 3 projects. Let's look at the first one. This is my personal namespace. This is my group Intercax namespace, and the third namespace, which is the Intercax test group. So we got the namespaces. If I expand the second request, again, this is going to be sent to the GitLab server, and we'll get all the projects in the Intercax group namespace. So we see 5 projects that have returned from GitLab. And for each of those 5 projects, GitLab is providing 90 fields of data. So again, this goes to show that Syndeia is making all that data coming from GitLab available to you as part of the RESTful integration. There's no filtering happening here. If you expand the project here, you will see that the first project is a UAV project. And you see all the raw data coming about that UAV project, list of tags, which other groups that this project is shared with, and so on and so forth. There's tons of data, which you can see it from the web dashboard. You can connect to it or link to it from other repositories. If you go to the attributes panel for this artifact, you can see the request that was sent. You can see the response that has come back from GitLab, all within the Syndeia web dashboard. And of course, Syndeia is an API first platform, so all of this works through the Syndeia Cloud API, and you can take this data and use in Jupyter notebooks, which we provide examples of, to massage the data, produce tables and charts and plots, any kind of visual with this data that Syndeia Cloud is making it available to you. Let's expand the second one. This is a maritime environmental safety and hazard system project. Let's add one more request. Here we're going to add a request to get all of my personal projects. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll clone one of these requests. So instead of creating a new one, I'll clone it, much easier there. Get all projects owned by Manas. Request to get all projects Manas, and then I can change the endpoint here. That is going to be user/my username/projects. And then if I click test, I get a response back. If I hit clone, that request is added in Syndeia Cloud. It will be available to me once I refresh. Here I see there's only one project and the 92 fields are returned, and this project is the Hello GitLab project, which we see over here. And you get all data about that project as well. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of how to add a repository with a static bearer token using GitLab as an example in the Syndeia Cloud web dashboard. Again, there are 5 major types of authentication that we support in this release of Syndeia. For Restful Repositories, we've demonstrated to you no auth and basic auth. This is an example with static bearer token, and there are other videos for static API keys and dynamic auth tokens. I hope that this video was useful to you and you learned something. If you have any questions or comments regarding this video or exercising by adding a Restful repository in your organization using a static bearer token, please reach us out at our help desk, www.intercax.com/help. Open a help request, and our team will be glad to assist you. Thank you and have a great day.